Hey everybody, welcome back to Rick's Tech Talk. Today I have two Kobalt wall cabinets I'm going to put up right over my table saw. So let's open these up, take a look, and see how good they are. So let's get this thing open. So one of the major complaints about this is the door gets damaged. So people say the door is on the bottom, and you should just check the bottom of the box or open it up, take everything out and look at it, but that'd be a lot of work. We'll put the shelves in after the unit's up on the wall, at least the back. Okay, here's one of the doors. Looks good. And the other one. Looks fine to me. So what they're talking about is if the box gets damaged, you can see there's nothing there besides the cardboard and this little piece of foam, protecting it. So that's probably why they get damaged. Everything is labeled with letters in the front and the back, found in brackets. That's it. So that's all the hardware you get right there. Pretty simple. So you take your two backs, which is A and B. And B. And the way they go together, you have the screws. Make sure the screws are backed out. Okay, that one there, some of them were screwed in all the way, not supposed to be like that. And they just slide into these little grooves here. Well, they go in and then they slide up. Okay, just tighten those up. If you can use a drill, be careful. You don't want to strip them out. All right, so we need our sides. And the arrows all point towards the top. Okay, so I don't even have to look at the instructions really. It's pretty simple. You got D, this is a side, and it's pointing up. So it's the same thing, just goes in the groove, slide it up. So that's part C and D. Actually, maybe I will use the drill. So again, if you're going to use a drill, I would not tighten them up with the drill. I would just, get them started and then use a screwdriver to finish them up. Now we could do the top. So there are some little grooves right here. Hopefully we can see that. Let me come around and show you. So the sheet metal has to go into this little groove right here. All right, and there's some little blank spots, little tab slots here. So the piece slides in and locks into that piece right there. So when you put this together, you have to be very careful that the sheet metal on the sides all the way around actually get tucked in the groove here. What I did with that cabinet there is I skipped over that groove, over the track, and did it all on the inside on just one piece. I have no idea how I did that, but made the back all weird like, so we had to basically pull these out. We had to wedge something in there to release them, because you know they lock into place, so we had to release them. So we'll just guide this in. You don't want to push one side until you make sure that they're all started. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. I'll bring you in real close. Okay, so you should be able to see this piece right in here. This is what I'm talking about. And there's little tabs basically pushed in from the sides here, and they will lock into these once you slide them in. So if you wanted to take this apart, you'd have to wedge something in there. These little squeegee things work really good. You would just like wedge this in there to kind of lift that up, and you'd have to do all 4 pieces at the same time and then tap it out. Okay, so once you know you got all your pieces in, just push it in, and it's all going to click in, and then that is locked into place. That is not going in place. Okay, so we will do the same thing with the bottom. Now, if you didn't slide them in to the track like they're supposed to be, you would see this would be like pushed way in. You'd see this huge gap right here. Now, we take our screws and we are going to take AAs and we're going to put 2, 2, 2, 2 in every corner. So again, it is just a screw going into metal, into another piece of metal. There is no nuts or anything on the back side of this. So they are going to be easy to strip out if you use the drill. So again, the arrow is always pointing towards the top. So if we hold it like that, this would be the left door. So basically you just push down on that. You can also grab it from the inside. There's a little spring to pull that up. But this one we could just use to line it up, reach inside, grab the little lever, pull it down, let it go. And that one is on. Now, what I noticed with these doors, especially this cabinet, is that notice the bottom is latching, but the top, now the top latches. What I did with the other doors, I just warp it and just bend it, just slightly, like that. Okay, a little bit too far. No. That's it. Let's put the other door on. Looks pretty good. Doors are lined up pretty well. This one looks like it's lifting up a little bit there. The gap is pretty consistent. It's not rubbing on the bottom. Should be good. We have our grommets in the back for power cords to come in. This metal is kind of thin, so if you're going to charge batteries inside of it, don't expect this thing to contain the fire from like lithium ion batteries. It would probably just burn right through this metal. I mean, it's not really thin. I don't know what gauge it is. You'd have to look it up. My guess it's around a 20 gauge or so. You know, it's decent quality though. And you're really paying for the design more than anything else. I paid $159 for these. They are now $179. Okay, so we'll take our doors off so we know everything works good. And again, just pull down on the little lever in there. The door will pop right out. The way these mounting brackets work is that you have one on the back. This latches on to the bracket. Okay, so your bracket will get mounted to the wall, and then it latches on like so. The bottom does nothing. The bottom just pushes up against the wall with like these spacers. So these spacers will go down here, so they look like so. So that gives you the same space as the bar and the bracket on top. So there's only one bar that holds this whole thing up. What I was concerned about is that this, just two of these, if you had a lot of weight, that over time it would rip the metal, pull through until at least got up towards the top or something. But they came up with this really cool idea. Turn it around, and I will show you what they did. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see, but you got your back panel and your side panel, where these two meet together. They have a little notch right here, okay? And you take this guy and it mounts right in here, and that gets bolted to the back, actually grabbing the weight from the doors and the back panels with that bracket right there. So that's what that bracket's for. Okay, for this part, you're gonna need BB, DD, I thought it was CC. Yeah, CC. This goes on the back like this. This will go on the inside. And the carriage bolt goes through like this. Okay, all the way through. So just put it on the back like so. And this goes on the inside. And your washer. And then your flange nut. Hey, if you're still watching this, don't forget to like and subscribe. That really helps me out. That's how I buy this stuff. If it wasn't for you guys, liking the videos and subscribing to my channel, I wouldn't be able to buy things like this. This garage project that I'm doing, whole garage makeover, is setting me back quite a bit. So all the money that I've saved up from my YouTube channel here is helping pay for this. Even though I'm doing pretty much all the work myself, materials, these cabinets, things like that, you guys make it possible, and I appreciate it. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. So we'll get this one on here. So this is a much smaller nut and bolt than the ones I just put on. And then they still use these big giant washers. So it's like, why didn't you use the right washer for the job? Look at that. I mean, it's still grabbing. It'll work, but it should have been a smaller washer. So it'll still work, but just want to point that out. Oh, and the same thing with the back bracket, the size of the hole. And the nut, I mean, it's very close to just falling right through. Your washer and your bolt go through, and they go in the outer corners. Put your bracket on, and then we gotta get that nut in there in between the two. I'll turn this around so you can see what I just did there. So as you can see, I already have one of them done. I was surprised because they can't even put the sticker on right. I mean, come on, guys. Okay, another test. Let's put the doors on. One of the complaints after reading some of the reviews is that you can't put them right next to each other. You have to space them out an inch or so. Let's see how true that is. Okay. Yeah. So almost open about a 90, a little bit less. Yeah, I see what they're saying. So let's give it about a 1-inch gap here. I guess it depends on how far you want to open them. I would say that's about, maybe if you space it out more, yeah, you could open them more. So we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna get these mounted real quick. I'll bring you over here so you can see my other cabinet real quick. This one I was very impressed with. I don't have any issues with it. So that drawer is actually down to here. It's like half the size of this. And the reason for that is there's like this hidden drawer up here. So that makes up for more space. So you got 2 drawers on this. So you can't really overload this one. Let me show you the inside of it. So both the doors latch. I didn't have to like bend the door or anything with this one. You got some holes here for some hooks. You got your shelves that you can move around. You got some holes in the back for some, you know, bring your power wires in. But that's actually a nice cabinet, locks up and everything. Okay, so I will get going on this, and I'll show you what it looks like mounting it, and I'll let you know if I have any issues. Okay, I gotta show you this. This is crazy. Maybe this is for wider units, but if you look right here, they're showing 4 studs that you're screwing into. No wall's gonna have 4 studs for, you know, that 28 inches. That's nuts. I've been struggling trying to get this piece in the bottom, and the problem is that there's these little tabs here that the shelf needs to latch onto. With the back bracket in place, that washer and that nut, or that washer and bolt in there, I couldn't get this close enough to the back. Even if I pushed, it was just blocking it a little bit. So I had to take that off in order to get that locked into place. Okay everybody, that is it. That's our 28-inch wall cabinets from Kobalt. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully this video kind of helped you out a little bit. One thing I recommend, if you're going to buy these, make sure you check the bottom of the box. Make sure there's no like dent marks or anything in the bottom of the box, because the door is laying on the bottom. Other than that, I am happy with them. You know, if you're willing to pay $179, because that's what they go for now, that's totally up to you. I got them for $159. This is the newer style. I don't know what the difference was. I know the other ones were 30 inches and these are 28. So, but I appreciate everybody watching, liking the video, subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out, because, you know, everybody watching my videos, you know, help me do things like this. So the money that I make from YouTube helps me go out and buy some cabinets, helps me re-sheetrock my garage and do a whole makeover thing. You know, it's not a lot of money for me, but I really appreciate it, and I owe it to everybody watching the videos. So thank you very much. And if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll do my best to get back to you. Have a great day. See ya.